This person that I was speaking with mentioned to me the fact that there are many people that have their own land, their own communities, they're raising their own animals, they have their own gardens, and you see, they unplug from the system, so they're not hooked up to the system. And I'm thinking this is impossible. This is against scripture. And how can you, just because you have your own land, just because you have your own garden, you're raising your own animals and you're eating them, you're eating from the garden, you're eating from the animals, but does not the land, aren't you paying taxes on this land? You see, this is the part that they don't understand. You have a house. Aren't you paying taxes on your house? You cannot own something. How can you be in there and not partake of your money? Your money is going into her. It's filtering into her. It's allowing her to grow. You are part of the consuming crowd. And this is a fact. You can't be in her. Listen, you have a car. Okay, you're paying taxes on the car. Anything you're purchasing, you're buying from the store and you're paying taxes, or anything you're buying from any store, you are part of the system. You are feeding it. You are a consumer. And this is the problem. People do not know what a consumer is. You cannot be in her. Listen, they don't even allow you to own land unless it's land that they sold to you with written papers. And if you don't pay taxes, they have the right to take the land, because actually it's not your land. You stop paying taxes on it and see. It's not your land. They're just allowing you to rent this land. If it's yours, you shouldn't pay anything. This is a trap. This is a plan, and the people think they're in their own communities and they are not plugged into the system. They are not connected to the system. You are deceiving yourself. And this is one thing, we should not deceive ourselves. Another thing, working. If you're working, what are you doing for a living? Any type of working is you're part of the system. You are still building this system. You are a major part of the system. And your kids, this is another point. I can't understand how some people awaken to the truth and still allow their kids to go to these schools. And you understand the teachers are gays. The gays are taking over, not only in the political arena, they're also taking over in the schools and just about everywhere else. They are everywhere. They have become a major part of society. And so not only the gays are in the schools, who else are in the schools, in these public schools? The devil himself. Let me show you this. And I know you've seen this. How can you allow your child to go? You're Kadash. You're the Kadash of the Kadash. You are the elect. You are the elected one. So again, how can you allow your child to partake of this? After school, SATAN, and had the horns on the side here. This is the website. Watch this. Education with SATAN. This is an after-school program that's being implemented around the country. And listen, even if your child is not participating in this after-school program, there's a spirit that goes with this. You need to understand the deepness of this. When they leave in their presence there. They're leaving they are there. Okay, even when the people's not there, those evil spirits are welcome there. But here we see them with this is what they are doing. And they make this sound all great. The demonic temple offers exemption against corporal punishment and solitary confinement in schools. See, they make it look as if they're helping. They're going to help your child and give you a nice, pretty, demonic activity book. And there are different activities in there for your child. And here we have the devil with the horns and everything with, he's teaching. Has candy in his hand to bribe your son with the one hand up and the other down. We know what it represents. And this is just, how can you? How can you? So back to, being left. See, we had to leave this mess. We had to leave this mess. This does not go on over here where I am. This is another reason he said, come out of her, my people. He knew that he would take over. There's a takeover that has taken place. And he knew he did not want his elect around this mess. So we had to come out. And now those left in Babylon, they will be on their own. This is what the scripture is saying. He said they're going to look for a deliverer, and there will be none. There will be none to deliver you. And this is where the people are fooling themselves. So we have people left in the Christian churches, and they are left without understanding. They are left in the darkness. And the people that's in the truth, they have an understanding, but they don't have a full understanding of what's really going on. And they're not doing what the Most High have commanded them to do. And so they end up being left in Babylon. And it will be many, many that will be left in Babylon. I gave you the numbers dealing with Babylon. Now, let me give you the number just to give you an idea of what's going on. Let me give you a number according to scripture of how many people that will make it into the wilderness. And this is an easy number. We know 144,000 will make it. 144,000 will make it. We understand 2/3 being cut off. So if you do the complete picture of 144,000, you are less than 1 million people. So this is what we're talking about. Less than 1 million people over all the earth will come within his borders and into the wilderness. Less than 1 million people. That's a small number. Where is the scripture? That's a very, very small number. Narrow. Enter by the narrow gate. This is the narrow way. Narrow gate. Difficult is the way. The easy way. This is another point that I almost forgot to bring out. To leave the Christian churches, that was easy for us to do. They was robbing us blind through tithes and offerings. That was easy to come out of her. It was very easy. So you see, this is why we all came out of her. We didn't fight. No, let's stay in the church. No, we came out easily. That was easy. But when it was time to come out of Babylon, oh, that was difficult. I mentioned before, that was very difficult. So this is where the problem come in at. But difficult is the way which leads to life. So those that came out, this is the way to life. This is the way. Make no mistake about it. The people are going to talk against us, but the Most High have already connected with us over here. We know the Most High is connected with us in the ways you have no idea. If you're still in Babylon, you are still in confusion. And this is the reason why you wouldn't understand. How is it that the Most High is revealing so many deep secrets to the people that came out, to the people that's connected with him? He's revealing things to us that, he don't want the rest of the world to know and understand, because they didn't follow his word. And so there's a narrowness going on, a narrowness of knowledge and understanding, and closed-minded. The mind will be closed. And so the people that's teaching in Babylon, they're not going to bring you anything new. I promise you. Those that's teaching in Babylon, they will not bring any new revelation in scripture, because you are not listening to his voice and you're not doing what he said. And so that window, that door is closing on those people. And all they can do is give you the same scriptures over and over, just like they did us when we were in Christianity. We got the same scriptures over and over. Okay. This brings me to This is what we are to do. Ezekiel 18:9. If he has walked in my statutes and kept my judgments trustfully, he is just. He shall surely live. So if you kept his word, you did what he said, you did all what he said to do. You walked in his statutes, you kept the judgments. Listen, he says, surely, he shall surely live. This you must understand this. And James 1:22, we know this scripture, but we're not applying this scripture. Be doers of the word. Be doers of his word. Do what he said to do, and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. If you just hear his word, okay, I hear what you said, I understand what you said, but I'm not going to do anything, then you will not be Barak. He would look at you as, like the last video, as a rebel, because you're either going to do his word or you're going to rebel against his word. And we understand rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. We do not want to rebel against his word. There's some, we don't understand. When he speaks something, it becomes. Whatever it was before he spoke it, when he speak it, it becomes. So if he speak a word to you, come out of her, my people, and you don't do it, that word is going to become. You just won't be part of it. And I don't mean to point fingers. I don't mean to, but this is sometimes, we need truth. We need truth. In order to get understanding, in order to go ahead, we need truth. I have no time to come on here and talk about nothing. I have no time to come on and talk about what I want to talk about. I must speak what he gave me, and that's the bottom line. And this is another message he gave me. People left in Christian churches and people left in Babylon. Why is it? Why is it? We can understand. That's my question. We can see we must come out of the churches spiritually and physically, but we can't seem to grasp our mind on we must come out of Babylon physically, spiritually, and physically. And it's impossible. Once again, it's impossible to stay in her and not partake of her sins. This is the conclusion of Babylon. Sorry for the difficulties. This is the conclusion of left in Christian churches, left in Babylon. Shalom.